That's the name of a song that I wrote, just played it. Actually, it's the name of a record. And I'm going to talk about that song real quick. That song actually came from an idea that I got from somebody that wasn't too much older than you, and actually was right here in the state of Pennsylvania, over in, just down the road, a little town called Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I was working with some kids there, and there's a young gal, she was about 14, she wrote blues songs. And I said, well, you write blues songs, that's unusual for your age, what do you write about? And she said to me, she said, well, I want to write things that are going on in my life. Stories that are going on in my life, things that give me the blues or things I need to talk about to get over feeling blue. She said, I don't write about those old things that all those old blues guys used to do back in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 70s. She writes about her own life. She said, besides, I'm tired of blues men crying all the time, and that's where the idea came from. You can write a blues song about anything. And those of you that might think blues is sad, well, sometimes it can be. Because blues is, the songs are, sometimes if they don't have lyrics, they're about feelings, and they're about feelings that sometimes are happy and sometimes they're sad. Sometimes they're sad, sometimes it's just a way to get over feeling sad. You all know what that's like. You get something that's bothering you, maybe you tell a friend, talk about it for a little bit. You know, you're still a little sad, but it kind of goes away a little bit. That's what a blues song does, kind of that. Now the people that originally wrote blues songs had a very, very hard life, come out of the Mississippi Delta, talk about African-American folks that lived a life of slavery, which was not fun, as far as I can tell. And so they needed to get over feeling sad. So it wasn't just sad songs, but they wrote songs about real life. Here's an idea of a sad song. Now imagine you went home this weekend, and you found out that your best friend was just leaving the Pittsburgh area and was going to move to someplace far away, like St. Louis or something like that. You'd be sad, right? Well, the blues, when it started to come this way to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and places like that from the South, it came from people that had left a life of slavery and sharecropping to come north, and they left on trains, and they wrote some songs that talk about people being sad because people leave. Now this is a sad one, and I'm not going to do the whole one, just to give you the idea. It goes like this. Sad, I know it does. When I followed her to the station, that a suitcase of mine. I followed her to the station with a suitcase of mine. Of a sad song, somebody talking about leaving. Let me talk about this cigar box thing right here, because that's what that is. This is a cigar box. It's made out of a cigar box, a wooden cigar box. There probably were cigars in there, I don't really know, because I didn't get it that way. Someone handed it to me one time and said, I want you to have this and I want you to play it. Because they know that I like to play this kind of slidey thing, right? Thank goodness there weren't any cigars in there, because I would just have to throw them out. I don't smoke, never did smoke, never will smoke, and I hope you don't either, because it's not good for you, and it sure is not good for the people you love, that's for sure. So, but the box is cool. It was so cool that I felt like my daughter and friend and I decorated it. We had some leftover stuff from the 80s and 90s called a bedazzler. You ever heard of those things before? Yeah, and they bedazzled it. I like to tell grown-ups that these are actually jewels from Elizabeth Taylor's collection when she passed on, that Sonny knew a gardener that worked there, and he confiscated the jewels. And adults tend to believe that. I don't know why, but you guys, that's crazy. No, they're just fun things. And it's got a thing from my dog's collar, and this has stuff on it that people have given me in different places that I've been, and I don't have anything from Pittsburgh yet for my cigar box, but I need to make that happen. There's, for example, anybody recognize what that is? I know it's hard to see back there. That's from down in El Paso, Texas, on the Mexican border, where they celebrate a thing called the Day of the Dead. You ever heard of that before? It's that after Halloween, yeah. It's a semi-religious holiday or something. What else have we got here? We got an alligator claw from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Oh, different things like that. So kind of good luck pieces. So the idea of why do I make this thing look that goofy looking is because blues music comes from here, not from the wallet. What I mean by that is you don't have to go out and spend $10,000 on a guitar to make music that feels good. It comes from the soul. And the idea is you make these homemade instruments are very, very common in the blues. All right. I play it with a slide. I love this one. It's a metal slide. I could probably play the slide and change my spark plugs too at the same time if I had to. Recognize what that is? That's a deep well socket. Slides are made out of metal. Anything slidey that's smooth and all that. I have a ceramic one. Just gives a little bit different sound. A little bit not so bright and tinny, kind of thing like that. So that's the cigar box guitar. Got another one up here that's kind of odd. And I'll get it for you right here. It's right there. Look at this thing. It's like a box, right? It's actually a real guitar made out of great guitar wood for that. It's actually beautiful. Tiger maple wood. It's just stained and decorated to look funny. The fellow that makes it for me knows that I play a cigar box guitar, so he wanted to have a real guitar that kind of looked kind of funny. It's got like a voodoo thing going on. See the voodoo down there and stuff like that? So he calls it the Voodoo Get Box. The art that he put on that. But it's just a real acoustic guitar. That's all it is. Just how it looks. And it just sounds like a regular acoustic guitar. Play a song right here that is one of those happy blues songs. And when I play it with like little kids, I change the lyrics in it because they don't understand the lyrics because they have to be like at least as old as you to understand it. Because it's a song about boyfriends and girlfriends. Right? Little kids don't get that. And it's called My Babe. And the person singing the song is talking about his girlfriend. He calls her My Babe. That's what he's talking about. With the little kids, I like to change the lyrics to My Dog. They get the biggest kick out of that. They do get a big kick. So I start off the song with them and I go, and I say, what's your favorite person in the whole world? I say, that's how mine's a little bit brown, a little bit white, a little bit black, a little bit tall. Right? What's my dog? And they go, yeah. So and then they do a whole little thing where they dance and have goofy stuff like that. But I'm going to do the real version for you. It's called My Babe. And it's one of those songs that somebody sang because they didn't want to be sad all the time. They want to celebrate life. Is kiss her heart, my baby. don't want no fooling, my baby. My baby don't want no fooling. My baby don't want no fooling. When she's mad, there ain't no cooling. My baby don't want no fooling. Baby, I know she loves me. My baby, I know she loves me, my baby. My baby, I know she loves me. All she won't do is kiss and hurt me. My baby, I know she loves me, my baby. Well, I know she loves me, my baby. Well, I know she loves me, my baby. There you go. My baby. You know what? Some of you might be thinking that kind of sounds like old rock and roll a lot. Well, that would be because it is old rock and roll. Blues is the foundation for that rock and roll. It's the foundation for even the music that you listen to today, believe it or not. If it wasn't for the blues, that stuff wouldn't happen. Just wouldn't be going on. Jazz, rock and roll, hip-hop, anything, any of the dance music you guys are listening to today, it all came from this, originally a long, long time ago. It's kind of cool because it's uniquely American music, that's right, and it's American music that all over the world people want to hear and they want to be able to play, so we should be proud of that. It really is an American thing. You know what? I've been playing guitars. Let's do something else.